This is an experiment that tries to defy fate itself. A group of medical students attempt to reverse life and death by injecting a resurrection serum into a dog that had already been euthanized, hoping to bring it back. However, the experiment does not go smoothly. At first, even under thousands of volts of electric stimulation, the dog shows no reaction. They then increase the voltage and continue stimulating its nervous system, but still nothing happens. Just as they are about to give up, the dog suddenly twitches once, then goes still again. One of them thinks it might just be a muscle response to electricity, but in the next moment, the dog suddenly struggles and climbs off the table. The possession-like experiment has actually succeeded. Even more strangely, the dog had been euthanized due to cataracts, yet after revival its eyesight is completely restored. This suggests the serum may have hidden effects. Excited by the discovery, they celebrate late into the night before taking the dog home. Back at home, after months of exhaustion, Zoe finally falls into a deep sleep. However, the revived dog climbs onto the bed and stares at her motionlessly. At the same time, Zoe is trapped in a nightmare. She is taken back to her childhood, where a massive fire engulfs an entire building. Survivors are trapped inside, reaching their hands through door gaps in desperation. Young Zoe stands in the hallway, helplessly watching everything unfold. It is a real trauma from her past, something she has never been able to escape. The next day, Zoe brings the dog back to the lab. Strangely, it becomes withdrawn and ill-like. After examination, they discover that the serum inside the dog has not broken down as expected. Instead, it keeps its brainstem highly active and creates new neural pathways. At this rate, the dog will become highly aggressive. That night, the dog suddenly breaks out of its cage and attacks Ivan, who is staying in the lab. Although no one is seriously injured, its behavior is clearly abnormal. Frank decides to continue the research to understand the cause. However, the school soon orders an immediate halt to the experiment, as the funding institution has been acquired by a pharmaceutical company. The resurrection serum will also be taken away as corporate property. Frank refuses to let their work be stolen, so the group decides to film the entire experiment to secure ownership of their research. That night, they return to the lab and prepare to revive another dog. But just as Zoe switches the power back on, the electricity suddenly cuts out. When the system restarts, they find Zoe lying on the ground. She had forgotten to remove her ring in the rush and was electrocuted. Seeing his beloved girlfriend die in his arms, Frank makes a final decision to use the resurrection serum on Zoe.